the infamous cheesecake number 17. If you do any kind of searches for how to make a cheesecake in the Instant Pot, you're going to come across cheesecake number 17. It's from a site called Pressure Luck. They do lots of pressure cooker recipes. And apparently they did 16 versions of cheesecakes in the Instant Pot that did not come out well. And the 17th one was perfect. I've never made this before. I'm going to try and follow their instructions and see how it goes. I've seen people get perfect cheesecakes and terrible cheesecakes. I don't know what I'm going to get. We're going to find out. When it comes to cheesecake and the Instant Pot and the number 17, Dad got this?
Who got this? Dad got this.
Like I said, cheesecake number 17. Not my recipe. Gotta give it a try. I'm actually gonna be looking at a recipe as I go through this, so bear with me. The first part is we gotta make the crust. I've already taken my springform pan that fits inside my Instant Pot, and I lined it with a piece of wax paper. You just cut it out to the size, push it down. The next part of making your crust is we needed 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter melted. Watch the magic. This is the magic of microwave technology. We've melted butter. The next thing you have to do is open up your crackers because your 5-year-old wants a graham cracker. You're welcome. I love you, kiddo. The recipe calls for 10 graham crackers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I gave one away to somebody. So I would have had 10, which would have been 1 sleeve of graham crackers. So I guess I'm opening up a second package. 10. It says you can do this in a food processor or you can just bust it up in a bag. I'm going to go with the bust it up in a bag method. I don't feel like cleaning the food processor today. Graham cracker dust. So we need a bowl, our graham cracker crust, our graham cracker crust. Not even crust yet, it's just crumbs. A pinch of sea salt. Never know what a pinch is, but pinch. So we need some brown sugar. It says 2 teaspoons to 1.5 tablespoons, depending on sweetness. We like sweet.
Come over here. Okay.
So we're gonna go with the 1.5.
Come over here. Okay.
I see you.
And get another cracker.
And a child steals another cracker. All right, we've got our brown sugar. We have our sea salt. We got our crackers. And now we're going to mix in our butter. All right. And then it says to use an optional 1 1/4 cup of flour. I'm going to use that because I'm going to do the blind baking, which is going to give you a little bit firmer crust. I've already preheated the oven to 325. So you just mix this up till it makes, a doughy mixture, something that's going to hold a little bit of form when you press it down into your springform pan. So, okay. So that looks pretty good. We're going to take our springform pan. So we got to go ahead and put this all in here. Looks like a lot. Maybe I have a smaller pan. Then it doesn't tell you the pan size. I don't think I'm going to use all this. I used almost all of it. Then you're supposed to press it down with a ramekin or a mason jar. I have a mason jar, so I will use that. We're going to go ahead and take this, put it in an oven.
And take another cracker from it.
And the kid's going to take another cracker.
That's 3 crackers for the kid.
So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in an oven for 15 minutes at 325. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes. I love gadgets. The next step is to make the batter. And to make the batter, you need cream cheese, eggs, sugar, sour cream, another pinch of salt, and some vanilla. They said it was very important to let this stuff come to room temperature. You want the cheese, you want the cream cheese, the sour cream, and the eggs to be at room temperature. So these have been sitting out for almost an hour now. So these are about as room temperature as I think you can get. Bowl. Even though I'm buying my KitchenAid stand mixer this Black Friday, they say to use a hand mixer for this. Otherwise, you could overmix the batter and end up with a souffle style cheesecake. We're going for New York style cheesecake, which is dense and thick. The first step is you take cornstarch, which I forgot to tell you about, which I have here somewhere. I can't believe it. I did it again. Here's the flour that was supposed to be in the crumb mixture for the blind baking. I grabbed the cornstarch that I was supposed to put in the cheesecake batter and put it in the crumb mixture, which is going to give you a little bit firmer crust. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. We're going to find out. So I don't have any flour in my crumb mixture. Okay. 2 tablespoons cornstarch, 2 pinches of sea salt, 2/3 a cup of white sugar. That's a professional, cook. So I need another bowl. So I'm going to use this small bowl just to hold this mixture, it says. And then we needed a medium bowl to beat the cream cheese with. Hand mixer. Yes, but we're making it with cream cheese. So 10 seconds on low. That is beaten up. Now I mix in the sugar mixture, but only half of it. So, about half our sugar. Push this cream cheese down in here. Get a lot of sticking in the mixer blades, but I can handle it. I'm a big boy. Scrape down the edges. This is only supposed to take about 20 or 30 seconds to do the rest of the sugar, or all the sugar, so. Next step, sour cream and eggs. Half a cup of sour cream. This was 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. About 20 to 30 seconds until just incorporated. Boom. I know, it's a janky mixer. Next step is to blend in the eggs, one at a time, apparently. So we'll crack it into here. Just until mixed. Egg number 2. I don't like to crack my eggs on the side of something. I crack them on a flat surface. It keeps shells out of it better. That's just my little tip. Next egg. So this is, Alexa, stop. Our crust should be done. So this should be a done batter here. Seems pretty smooth. One of the problems when making cheesecake in the Instant Pot is apparently you get dents on the surface. And that's caused from condensation on the lid dripping down onto the cheesecake, and it causes these little pocky dents. I'm not really concerned about that because actually I'm going to serve mine with a fruit topping most likely. So that's not going to be an issue for me. I'm not going to go through a whole bunch of the problems that people go through to try and get rid of those dents. I might try and do the tinfoil cover method, which is supposed to help keep the dents off it. So I might try that one. So the next step we have to do is pour this batter into that crust. So this cooled for a few minutes after it came out of the oven. And we're going to go for a pour. Here's some of the tips. One of them is you bang it on the counter to help release air bubbles. Air bubbles are going to be the bane of your existence in a cheesecake. It's going to cause all kinds of pockets and souffle-ness and not give you that dense texture of a cheesecake you're looking for. So we're going to do some pounding. The more I seem to pound against the table, the more air bubbles I get. Not sure how often or how long you're supposed to do this, but I guess I'll keep going until I can kind of get rid of the air bubbles. The next step is to pop any air bubbles you see on the top with a fork. I still have some air bubbles, I think, but like I said, I'm not going to stress about it because I'm fruit topping this sucker. All right, time to whip out the Instant Pot. I've gone over this in a couple of different videos. Have a specific ring for making desserts. I know people will say it doesn't affect the taste, but your ring smells like the food you cooked. No matter how hard you try to get rid of it, it's going to do it. And I don't want my cheesecake to be beefy cheesecake. Beefy cheesecake, some people might like that. Different people, not me. So this, I want cheesecake. So this ring, this blue ring, I only use to cook desserts. That's my tip. We're going to take our trivet. Dad's got the nice one that has the handles, which is going to make getting this out a lot easier. Instructions. I'm actually using instructions. Well, you have to use instructions for recipes. It's kind of the way they work. So we're going to go ahead and pour in 1 cup of cold water. 1 cup. We're going to try this tinfoil method that I have seen people say works well. And I think this is just to stop the condensation from the lid dripping down on top of the cheesecake. This handled trivet, best thing in the world, man. Okay. Just make sure that your tinfoil is tight. because this is a perfect fit. Nice. Lid. Sealing. What are our instructions call for? 26 minutes and a full natural release. See you in 26 minutes. And a full natural release says about 7 minutes. So a little over 30-something minutes, and we'll be checking out this cheesecake. All right, cooking's over. The natural release has gone 11 minutes, I think, is what it says here, which is plenty of time. So we shouldn't have much pressure when we vent this. No pressure. Let's see what we got. Ooh, lots of condensation on the top of that. I'm hoping this tinfoil trick worked, because otherwise there would have been a lot of water on top of this cheesecake. That is pretty decent. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this. We're supposed to let this cool for at least 15 minutes, and then I'm going to have to slide a knife around the edges to release it from the pan a little bit, and then cool it in the fridge till it's time to serve. I think this is going to be good. I'll have to film the rest of this video in a day or two when I top the cheesecake and get it ready to serve, but I think cheesecake number 17, even with all of Dad's little mishaps, came out pretty good. We'll check back in a little bit.
Everything got so crazy at Thanksgiving, I didn't record anything else of the cheesecake other than some photos. It came out fantastic. Everybody loved it. I recommend cheesecake number 17.